Hey there. So, have you ever noticed this? We all celebrate New Year's, the ball drops, everything's great, and then, just a few weeks later, bam, another huge New Year's celebration kicks off. It makes you wonder, right? Why are there two different starts to the year? Let's get into it.
It seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? We've got one planet, it goes around the sun once, that should be 1 year. So how in the world did we end up with two completely different New Year's celebrations, celebrated by billions? What's the deal? And this is the perfect way to see the puzzle in action. You've got January 1st over here, it's locked in, always the same, you can count on it. But then there's this other New Year that kind of just floats. 1 year it's in late January, the next it's in mid-February. So which one is the real start? Well, it turns out the answer isn't down here on Earth, it's way up in the sky.
Yep, believe it or not, the reason for all this comes down to a tale of two celestial giants, the sun and the moon. It's all about which one you decide to follow, and that choice is what creates the two calendars we all live by.
Okay, so first let's talk about the solar calendar. This is the one that, most of the world runs on for business and all that. And the idea is super simple. It just tracks how long it takes for the Earth to do one full lap around the sun. That's about 365 days. One trip, 1 year. Easy. And that's where we get the solar New Year.
But, see, that's not the only way to measure time. What if, instead of watching the sun, you watched the moon? That's exactly what the lunisolar calendar does. It's all about the moon's monthly cycles. From new moon to full moon and back again. A much more ancient way of doing things, and it's the whole reason we have a Lunar New Year.
So there you have it. Two different systems, running side by side. One's got its eyes on the sun, the other's got its eyes on the moon. And that one simple difference is what causes this whole fixed versus floating New Year's date thing.
Yeah, the solar calendar is all about being predictable. Because it's pegged to that one full trip around the sun, its starting line is always in the same place. January 1st. It is set in stone. It doesn't budge. You can plan your parties years in advance for that one.
And just look at this timeline. It shows you exactly what I'm talking about. See? The solar New Year? Boom. January 1st, every time. Rock solid. But look at the Lunar New Year. It's all over the place. It's January 29th 1 year. Then it jumps all the way to February 17th the next. Then back to February 6th. The reason is pretty simple, actually. A year's worth of moon cycles just doesn't add up to the same amount of time as a trip around the sun.
So this isn't just some nerdy calendar trivia, right? This difference in timing actually leads to totally different vibes for the celebrations. It turns out the calendar you use has a huge impact on the culture and traditions that grow around it.
Let's break this down. On the solar New Year side, everything is super predictable. The celebrations are often big public parties and festivals, like the ball drop in Times Square or Thailand's Songkran Water Festival. But then you look at the Lunar New Year. It's way less predictable, and its culture is all about deep traditions, family, and honoring your ancestors. We're talking about those huge family get-togethers for Chinese New Year, Tet in Vietnam, or So Lal in Korea. A very different feel.
Okay, so let's step back for a second. Beyond just the dates and the different kinds of parties, what are these two calendars really telling us? What's the deeper meaning behind them?
Well, the solar calendar, it's all about stability, precision. It really represents modernity, which is why it's become the global standard for business and, just keeping the whole world on the same page. It's a system built for a fast-paced, interconnected planet.
The lunar calendar, on the other hand, tells a completely different story. It's not about global commerce. It's about the cycles of nature. It's about tradition, family, and a bit of fortune and luck. It connects us to a much more ancient, organic rhythm of life, one that's really centered on heritage.
And all of this leaves us with one last, really big question to chew on. Is it the calendar itself that shapes how we see the world? Or is it the other way around? Do our beliefs about the world, about family and about progress, actually shape the calendars we choose to live by? It's kind of a chicken or the egg thing, isn't it? Something to think about next time you're celebrating a new year, whichever one it might be. Thanks for joining me.